back to Nanaimo. The sailings are only being cut Monday through Thursday. The normal schedule will be back for the holidays and during the 2010 Olympics. BC Ferry says the cuts are necessary to reduce operating costs. The activities of a suspicious man have prompted a public warning from RCMP in the Fraser Valley. Mounties say a young girl was walking in Hope on Wednesday afternoon when a man driving a white van rolled up and told her to get in. She refused and ran to a nearby recreation center to call for help. Officers patrolled the area but could not find that man. They say he was driving an older model white van with tinted windows. Investigators say it's the second such incident in the past 3 weeks. And grabbing a late-night drink in Vancouver got a lot easier. City Council has voted to extend drinking hours in restaurants. Patrons will now be able to drink until 1 o'clock most mornings and 2 a.m. on weekends. The move will standardize drinking hours across the city. Council approved the later drinking hours in unanimous vote. The new regulation should go into effect in about 2 weeks. Well, Terry Fox holds a very special place in the hearts of people across the province, and because of that, many think his mother should be holding the torch when it's time to light the Olympic cauldron during the Olympic opening ceremonies. Betty Fox is the favorite to light the flame at the 2010 Games. Back in January, a BC man started a Facebook group urging Vannock to choose Betty Fox as the final torchbearer, and the group now has more than 77,000 members. Terry Fox's Marathon of Hope was tragically cut short, and many hope his mother will get the opportunity to carry the flame for her son. All right, it's 8:32 now. As we mentioned, Bradley Shen is coming up next to talk some tech. Stay with us.
This program is brought to you in part by Pan Pacific Whistler Mountain Sign, Whistler's best address.
I'm not a captain, but I can show you a better way to fly. It's called avioning. Look at all these seats. Oh, but I'm sorry, sir. Your card only allows access to a few.
But with the RBC Avion card, your points are used to buy seats on any flight.
So the world is your oyster. Shuck away, my friend. Shuck away.
Find reward seats on any airline. Avioning, the easiest way to fly.
Did you know the starting MSRP for the 2010 Corolla is lower than it was 7 years ago? And you can get 0% financing? That's Toyota. More for you.
When we speak to dentists, we find that acid erosion is a growing problem. Acidic foods or beverages can cause a softening of the enamel. It's things like soda pop, fruit juices, fruit. Once you lose enamel, it's gone for good. I would recommend Pronamel to reharden that softened enamel. Now, for those people who want white teeth, I would recommend Pronamel Gentle Whitening to help protect against acid erosion, but also to help bring back your teeth to their natural whiteness.
When you work as hard as I do, you need a good night's sleep. And now I have my own Trump Home mattress collection with Serta, exclusively at The Brick.
Right now, with your purchase, get a 42-inch plasma television free, and you don't pay until 2011.
I'm cool like that. I'm cool like that. I'm cool like that.
There's a smarter, cooler way to get your clothes brilliantly clean. And it's a turn for the better. Tide Cold Water. It's specially formulated to clean and cold, which can save you cash. And that's cool.
I'm cool like that. I'm cool like that. I'm cool like that.
Tide Cold Water. Get out of the old and into the cold.
Cool like that.
On the next episode of Lie to Me, can Lightning find a missing girl in Mexico?
And she was dancing with many different men.
How many of you people involved in this cover-up? Stay out of this.
Or will one of his own be the next victim?
You set me up on a date with a potential murderer?
Yeah. What? It's not your type? Uh-oh. Sicko alert.
An all-new episode of Lie to Me. Monday at 9, 8 Central on Global.
Closed captioning of this program is brought to you by Dominion Lending Centres.
With the latest tools, training, and support, Canada's top mortgage professionals can save you time and money.
All right, Bradley Shen, our tech guru, is here, of course, from Connected Life, and we're talking about digital philanthropy.
Yeah, you know, one of these things that digital culture has taught us is that we are a global village. And when I started a company a couple years back, one of the things that was important to all of us was to have a triple bottom line, to give back to the community. And more businesses are finally getting this, are finally realizing that it's not just about profits, it's about your community service, it's about your environmental record, it's about a multitude of things.
Sure.
So there's a great site, Imagine Canada actually has a site that lists a lot of the companies that have sustainable practices that give back to the community, and you can actually, adjudicate them and find out which companies have a good record. It'll actually list them.
Really?
It also has a list of volunteer details and information around what people give to these kinds of organizations in their community. So it's a really incredible site as far as looking at how we give as individuals and as corporate citizens.
So can you go on there, and if you want to make a donation, you can pick a company that's doing good things and do that kind of stuff, make donations on that site too?
Absolutely, but beyond that, even if you want to go to the store or just purchase an item, you might want to adjudicate which companies have a better record at giving to the community and support those companies, right?
Okay, interesting.
So that's a really interesting way of looking at, voting with your wallet, if you will, right?
Okay.
There's another site, let me just close this up here, called the Global Youth Fund. And this is an organization to look at investing in our youth.
Okay.
Right? And volunteer communities in the program. It helps support them and build their dreams and desires. So think of it as a whiteboard for supporting young people in their dreams and aspirations, and a way of rallying support and resources around what they want to accomplish. And it's also a local startup. I'm always happy when a tech idea kind of starts up in Vancouver and gets pushed forward. And there's another side.
So is this to join youth from around the world to try and get together and do things? Is that what that is for?
Absolutely. Not just to change things, but to get inspired to action, which is really the key. And with that said, DoSomething.org is also a site based on the point at which you are inspired to create and do something great. In this case, DoSomething.org has a list of things you can do. So you can choose the environment here, right? Let's say you don't want to do the environment. Or you can say education here. You can say I want to do it alone or with a team or with a club or with a congregation. I want to do it in my city, at school, in my neighborhood, online. You have all these choices, and you can choose to do 1 day, a month, a minute, a week. So whatever you have to give, there's a size that's just right for you.
So you go in there and say, look, I've got 2 days in a month to try and do something for charity. What's the best way for me to do it? And they give you options to do it.
Exactly.
Andrew, what's that website called again?
That one was called, I just lost it there, sorry.
DoSomething.org,
DoSomething.org, yeah. Hang on, I have one more here.
Okay, cool.
WeCanBuildAnOrphanage.com, last but not least. Hang on. This is an amazing one that really moved me because you can actually go online, buy a brick, buy a shovel, and actually help build an orphanage in Haiti.
Really?
Yeah, so it's a really beautiful example of, microeconomics and microloans, because sometimes we realize that just taking $10 or $25 can be transplanted very easily to, help people in the third world. And in this case, just a little bit of money can go to actually building an orphanage, and there's thousands of children dying with AIDS that are homeless, that need our help right away.
Should you advise people to really look into these sites, though? Because there is fraud out there, unfortunately, and that's a major problem. You want to make sure your money's going where it's supposed to go.
Absolutely. I actually had a minor issue when I checked out this site. They're updating their website. I talked to them directly, but there was a certificate issue. But there's so many examples on the web that are fraudulent. These guys are completely legitimate, and I like the work they're doing. Playing for Change is another site that I checked out that really, really touched me. A fellow got some recording equipment, started going around the world recording musicians on the street. And he found that the melodies and the music that he heard out on the street was more fascinating than some of the stuff he saw in the studio.
All right. So there you go. So playingforchange.
This one's playingforchange.com.
Okay, perfect. Great stuff. Thanks, Bradley. Appreciate it. Good seeing you.
Anytime.
See you next week. All right. Mark?
All right. Thank you, gentlemen, very much. Bradley, always great to see you. Clouds in Vancouver right now. No rain expected, but bands of cloud from the north, moving from north to south. That's why we have the cloud this morning. It was clear a few hours ago. These clouds will come and go, I'm pretty sure. So I'm still going to stick with a partly sunny forecast. Partly sunny. This is the finger of cloud that came down in the last few hours. Clear earlier. You see that? Look at that. It's taken over Metro Vancouver. Not as much cloud in the eastern Fraser Valley, but little bands of high cloud in the interior. So while it will stay dry, that's a bit of a drag, I guess, to have some of that cloud out there today, but the weekend looks terrific. Almanac for the day-to-day today. 13, somewhere in there, 12, 13 for a high. A little below normal. In the BC interior, we're running several degrees